the concern of the Department of State Security is that we have a law in place, the Criminal Code, the very controversial Cyber Security Act, Sections 18, 22, and 24. Section 24 being the most controversial, particularly as it has been applied by the police. And the DSS is saying, under the laws of our country, we do not allow hate speech or cyberbullying, which will amount to domestic terrorism. And that they, in their own consideration, think that Sowore calling the president of Nigeria a criminal when he has not been so declared by a court of law is beyond the pale. And that was why they wrote to X, managers of X, to say, delete that particular tweet and, in fact, suspend his account. Now, the ex-managers, following due process, contacted him and gave him the information. But how was this resolved at the end of the day? The tweet was on August 27, and Sowore says he's not going to delete any tweet. And I think that X has also not suspended his account. X probably saying, look, he has the right to free speech and all of that. However, he went a step further to say he's defiant, that he's been persecuted by the Nigerian government. And his supporters will say that, in fact, there's probably a case of persecution here from the protest at the toll gate, NSAS, from NSAS protest to arraignment in court to, invitations by the police. And now he says the DSS has also now joined. But that the struggle for him continues. Whether they imprison him, or they take him to court, or they delete his Facebook account, or they delete his X account, that he is committed to the struggle. So, people like Sowore, they are of a different type. He's also an opposition politician. And he says, this is where I stand in this matter. So where do you draw the line, theoretically, now, between the right to free speech and, the laws of the land that talk about his speech, and where is the responsibility of government in enforcing these laws? It's a very tight rope. There's no way you will swing and you will not end up, being accused of taking sides in the matter. However, what is important is that while the government has a responsibility to respect the boundaries in terms of the rights of the individual, individuals also, while expressing their rights under Section 39 of the Constitution, must also realize that, look, where your right stops is where other people's rights begin. And that is why government, individuals, they have the recourse, if they have been defamed, to under the same laws that the state is quoting, to defamation. The president of Nigeria can sue. If you call him a criminal, you can be asked to come and prove it in a court of law. If you defame another person using social media, you can be sued to come and prove it. So it's a very delicate balance in respecting the rights of individuals and also upholding the law.
All right, you know that Sowore also accused the Tinubu regime of using the Nigeria police force to systematically harass, torture, and persecute him. These tweets have gone viral. Rufai, I'd like to just highlight this. The DSS is a secret service institution that investigates crimes against the state. They are also empowered to protect the president. So this might sound really, strange to a lot of people, but however, the DSS is doing their job. And I'd like to also take another tweet before I come to you. And just also to note that the DSS has said that, they are going to go after X as well as, Sowore, if they don't comply. We had that issue the last time with Muhammadu Buhari, the Twitter ban. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but let me take this tweet from Chinedu, who wrote to the DSS. Are you guys not aware of the mayhem that happened in Edo State? They killed officers like you, and you are here lamenting about a tweet from Sowore, and that's the sort of rhetoric that we are seeing online at this point.
I have been a very big advocate of the DSS and what they've been doing in stemming the tides of insecurity. But if I'm going to give honest counsel, this was not the right way to go about it. And this is sad. You see, what they have now done is, a lot of people might not even have seen Sowore's tweets. He said he tweeted it on the 27th.
Yes.
36th of August.
Was it, I think it was 25th I saw.
What are we today? What are we today? 8th. I only knew about the tweets because they started talking about it and the letter they wrote over the weekend.
That's when you saw Sowore's tweet.
I didn't even know that he tweeted anything of that nature. This is not the way to go about it. Because, you see, we live in a country where, when we want to look at things on the pedestal of fairness, yes, what I would just say is, it wasn't right to have called the president a criminal. You don't have any court judgment to be able to back that up. But secondly, the other part of the tweets, what the president also went to say in Brazil, that corruption is gone. Corruption is not gone from Nigeria. We also know that corruption is not gone. On my point on the DSS, what is happening is the fact that when you start to say, okay, let's cherry pick, people will now ask you, what about what is happening in Edo, where NSCDC officials were killed? Why do we talk about? What about the people inciting violence online? Because the DSS statement talked about inciting violence, and the next thing, you are not doing anything. We are in this country when Bayo Ononuga came out openly to say that this should be the last time the Igbo should put mouth in Lagos politics. Right. And he also doubled down on the statement. Why didn't we have a level of control and contrition? So that's why I said going through this route is a route that will not benefit anybody. All right. That's just my point.
That's your point.
Can I just make a point?
And highlighting what Rufai has said, which is quite apt. The fact that there are so many other ex-users that have made these sort of derogatory remarks or even, statements, it's quite apt because the DSS should go after everybody and not cherry pick, which I like as well. But I would like for you to buttress the point I was making.
I just wanted to say that for me, what would really matter would be when Sowore made the statement, after the clarification or before.
He made it before.
Before the clarification.
So,
okay, well, before the clarification, then I can understand why he put it. But following the clarification, I do believe that if he continues down that path, then he's just deliberately wanting to attack what has already been clarified. Yes, it's not a good look for the president's statements to be frequently clarified, but he does have the right to do so.
He does.
You can speak off the cuff, and then you can clarify your statement in his defense, because we've seen situations where they make a statement and they stand by that statement. To respect it, so do whatever you want to do. They stand by that statement. So following the facts, then I would say, okay, I understand where they're coming from, but I totally agree that the challenge with this is selective justice, that selective action, which the DSS has been accused of doing. But beyond that, I must say that there's no one that's above the law. In 2021, the President of the United States account was banned by Twitter itself, following statements that were deemed to be inflammatory when he talked about the calling patriots, the people who invaded, Capitol Hill. So it does happen, and that's why they called for an outright ban, that if this account consistently misleads people or could instigate, unrest based on information that is not fully correct, then they can take an action. However, I do hope that the DSS, since they want to be, they are really, the action is there to clamp down on hate. They can't cherry pick. If they are doing it to Sowore to show that it is not targeted and agreeing with what he says that he has been a target since NSAS, they need to ensure that a lot of people, and I can give them a lot of handles, whether it is causing ethnic division, inciting ethnic, rhetorics. There are a lot on social media.
So the Cyber Crimes Act just came into law, right? I mean, we hope that we follow up with the DSS and they follow those, accounts that have, shared inflammatory statements, bigoted statements that we have seen so far, government officials as well. And like I said, the DSS is an institution that investigates crime. They're well within their right to investigate anything that they deem to be a crime.
Arise TV was on hot seat, and they bring evidence of people saying criminal stuff about some other top politicians. And this person say an Islamic clique in Igbo or your state came online multiple times with image of him training young boys how to use gun. DSS did not do anything about it. Okay, so people are still seeing it though. They are still knowing what is happening. And this is to say, Tinubu and DSS know that Tinubu is an international criminal. This is why they are harassing Sowore about his accusation. a loader and a drug lord is a criminal, so Tinubu is a known international criminal. Rubbish. You can comment though. You there abroad, they comment. You know me say they no feel pick you. They go pick you. They go pick your hands down. But some people were like saying your opinion means that you are a murderer, you're killing somebody. You make a statement, you watch a video, and according to the video, you comment what you watch, and it's now a criminal. This person said when Nigeria government was fighting for the liberation of South Africa, Nigeria was not like the state. She is now destroying by APC. Our dignity eroded. Fix Nigerian, and that is period. Which kind of cry is this? When I go cry tired for this place. So DSS is embarrassing themselves, and Nigerians knows about that. Imagine CIA are misleading people, low key. And this person said, where was DSS when present governor of Edo State threatened Peter Obi? Where was DSS when MC Oloba threatened Igbo voters in Lagos during 2023 election? Where was DSS on Saturday when talks scatter ADC meeting in Lagos? DSS, we all have the same right to stop, to lament, to twist whatever that suits their powers or whatever that suits them. Sorry about that. The structure of criminality must be dismantled in 2027. Let's just see if that will happen. For me, Sowore say he no go apologize, he no go bring down the twist. And people are lamenting, they want to arrest him. Okay, now, and he still retwist again. And still repost that twist again. Make it pay now. If you pay now, I'm gonna go arrest her now. I'm gonna go bring down in social media as soon as write Elomax. Make them go bring her. We see now. So far, nobody has firmly said Ahmed Tinubu is not a criminal. People are just saying he is not being convicted in any court of law. This on itself is suggestive. Anyways, guys, what did you think about this video? I would like to know it in the comment section. While you like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so that you get notified each time we drop a new video. It's still your girl, You and Two Media. Peace and love always. See you in my next video.